One.
Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice?
Not doing well, Danny. Not doing well.
What?
Not doing well. Ask me how I am.
Is
I
there
need some
is
privacy during this time.
All right, well, I guess we'll maybe get to that on Thursday. For tonight though, this is our anything goes night. We are at Tuesday. We're going to do some card opening as we do our weekly segment after the break, and we're going to fantasy book the rest of All In. So I'm really excited tonight. Also, tonight's episode 99, Juice, which means next week we get Matt back. I'm so hyped for that trader to get back here.
Plus, I've acquired some special celebrity guests to be joining us. So stay tuned for that.
I don't trust your celebrity guests. They never pan out for the way I want
them.
And
also, just to let you all know what we're doing next week. Next week, we are going to be sharing with you, myself, Danny, and our former co-host, Matt, who will be joining us, as Danny so eloquently said. We are going to be sharing the definitive matches that we think are the best matches to show someone that's not into wrestling. The matches to get somebody into wrestling. And we're doing this because, honestly, this was the segment that kind of got the whole going. We started talking about this in a group chat, and we were like, hey, we should do a show. And then we did the show, and 100 episodes later, we're finally doing the segment that got that going.
So weird.
Typical us, I guess. And also, we will be sharing, we're all making our own list. We will each be sharing our top 10 or bottom 10, however you want to look at it, worst WWE World Champions in history. So that is the WWE Championship, the Universal Championship, the World Heavyweight Championships. All basically, if it's considered a top like WWE title, main roster, we're counting it here. And we're each going to share our top 10 list of who we think were the worst ones of all time. And I think that'll be pretty fun.
Are we counting ECW World Champion?
No.
Okay.
No, this has to be the main. I know what you're getting at with the WWE ECW. I mean, I didn't count it.
I prefer not to, so I'm just, once I heard you say it, that just triggered in my head. I'm like, oh, wait, are we supposed to include those? Because that's a laundry list right there.
We didn't count that, and for what it's worth, we're not going. No, not women's. Jay DeFalco. This is just the men's top dogs, and
Matt's
we're
sexist,
not going.
That's what it is.
And we're not ranking like an individual reign. It's the person basically having their name being involved in a lineage of that caliber. So, or maybe you have your own agenda. Do whatever you want. But tune in next week. That is next week. As for this week, let us dive in. We are going to start the way we always
do. A little bit of housekeeping. First of all, thank you, Jay DeFalco, for resubscribing. 8-month streak. We really, really appreciate it. Please keep it up. As you guys can see below, we have dip below. We want to get to 10 out of 10, so please subscribe if you can. If you have Amazon Prime, totally free for you, helps us out. All the instructions are in the chat on the side there next to Juice's lovely face, so please check it out and help us out. Secondly, thank you, as always, to Accept the Win for being the official band of the podcast. You listen to them before, after, and during the break, and they just recently released a music video on YouTube, so please go check that out. Now, Juicy Boy, let's get on to the show.
First off, we have a request in the chat. Only if Juice takes his shirt off. Well,
I guess that's for the Women's World Champions?
No, he wants me to take my shirt off.
But for what? Oh, for the subscription. I mean,
yeah, for the money. He's a whore. I mean, he wants us to be.
This isn't OnlyFans, but yeah. Oh, I thought he was for a second. We'll talk about that, Killer Tomato.
That's for episode 100. Tune in next week. Okay. Okay. Now, only pins. I don't like that. All right. We're going to do trivia. That's what we're doing here now.
Yes.
Annie, what was the last match in WWE that was a one-on-one intergender match? When's the last time WWE did a man versus a woman in a one-on-one match?
Holy
You can
shit, I have
you
no
can
idea.
I'll even take the year. You can give the year. You can give a name, or two. I'll give you half points. Last match in WWE history that was a man versus a woman.
I
You
want
can
to.
even pick. Yeah. There you go.
So right now, yeah. So Killer Tomorrow, that is the first one that pops out, but definitely not the most recent. That's just the most like probably historic one, Jericho and China. But they definitely done ones at. They had to have done ones after that. I feel like Beth Phoenix, Nia Jax. I want to say, but like I just don't remember when. But I want to say it's more recent than I think. Um.
Again, for anyone just joining us, this is what is the most recent intergender men's versus women's one-on-one match in WWE. I'm taking the year. I'm taking the people involved.
I feel like I'm gonna say 2021 Nia Jax versus R-Truth.
Well, you got the year right.
Oh, all right. I'll take part of
You
it.
did not. You did not get the people, however.
Either one of them.
It was Reginald versus Shayna Baszler.
That little shit Reginald. I forgot about him. Oh, Shayna Baszler
Yeah.
demolished him for sure.
Happened. So that was during the Thunderdome era when no fans.
I'll take half a point on that for getting the year.
Yeah, no, I told you I'd give you one. So that's half a point. Congratulations on the half point there for Reginald versus Shayna. I was surprised when I looked it up. I thought it was going to be farther back, and when I saw it was that recent, I was like, "Ooh, maybe I'll get him."
No, 100%. I was like, all right. I wasn't thinking Jericho China as like the most recent one. That was just the first one that popped in my head. But I was thinking maybe like Beth Phoenix had one, or like maybe who was partners with Beth? Natalia, maybe she had one, but I wasn't sure. Like, I was thinking at first 2015ish.
And you would have been also kind of close because that was I think 2016, 2017. I think they did like I forget who it was now. I saw it when I read it before. James Ellsworth. I think he fought Becky in a one-on-one.
Oh, that makes sense because that's when
he fought.
like, yeah,
he fought somebody during that time. But those are the last two that WWE have done that I saw online.
that's awesome.
So, all right. Well, there you go. Next up now, it is time for the moment 9 of you have been waiting for. This is the fantasy leaderboard update for the fantasy game coming out of week 3. Danny, let's throw them up.
I don't want to do this.
Let's throw them up.
I refuse this week. So I'll just get it out of the way. Work took over last week. I talked a lot of shit. Karma bit me in the ass. Work took over, and I forgot to set a lineup, which was very sad and depressing. So I'm not in last somehow. I feel like Jim might have also forgot to set a lineup based on that score. What's the tea, Juice? Huh? See what I did there?
So, yeah, I get it, but Juice is not tea. But, yeah. Either way, all right. So the bottom 3 teams all have something in common. They all have missed 1 week during this game so far. Burn, I believe, missed either week 1 or 2 after Double or Nothing. And Danny and Jim Fields both missed this past week. Both took a rough hit this week. Yeah. And Killer Tomato says Danny must be getting strong, holding almost the entire league up. He's doing his hardest. But he had the worst week out of everybody at 35 points, dropping 1 spot. Him and Jim. Burn moved up 2 spots, took advantage of that, but he's still kind of 100 or so points in the hole. From there, Harley stayed put. No movement, but she had a very strong week. I believe she was the second best week out of everybody. So while she didn't move up, she got some separation, which is important. And she's only like 15 points out of was that fourth place? So not bad. Tanner from Till 5 moving down 1 spot. Not a great week for him with 57 points. Notorious ATB coming in strong with the best week out of everybody, only moving up 1 spot, but he had 80 points on the week. gets him into the top 4. Congratulations to him on winning week 3.
That's huge.
Uh,
That's a big jump.
yeah, and then from there, top 3, no movement, but it's still very close. Second and third are tied. TJ and Jay DeFalco 7, both
That's
at
awesome.
425. Jay actually gained 2 points on him to make it be tied, so that was good. And Keverlast still holding strong at 467. He's got himself like a 42-point lead right now. So that week 1, week 1 pick of all the women for that one tag is probably going to take him very far in the rest of this season. So congrats, Keverlast, for maintaining your lead still.
Question. Just because I see it.
Yes.
In the crazy event there's a tie, what's the tiebreaker?
That is something we will come to at a later date. Because, well, also, we are officially at the halfway point now. Because there is only week 4, 5, 6, and 7 left. There's only 4 weeks left to submit rosters. And I'm debating how the points go if I want to do. I'll put it out there now. It's something so everyone knows. It's something I am considering. That for the final week, maybe even final 2 weeks, I'm considering doing a head-to-head playoff with the top 6 teams.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
So where 1 and 2 would get a bye, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 would compete again. So it's in my head. I'm working it out. I'm trying to find different ways to do this where everyone's kind of has a shot, but I don't want to kill the game. But
I mean, you could also do a little consolation like Royal Rumble with the last place teams. If everyone like wants to have fun, like we'll figure some kind of little like loser thing to wear.
yeah,
or
we
something.
could. But also at the
Pop
same
culture
time,
shirt.
I do believe a certain someone last week said they didn't want any handouts or extra points to help them.
Did
So
I
we
just
might
ask
have
for a
to.
handout extra point, or did I ask for 2 different ways to keep us
I don't know.
involved? So
I
this
heard
way, when I'm in last
consolation.
place still, because I forget another goddamn week, Juice, the last 2 weeks I'm still involved and want to play something, all right? I didn't ask for handouts. You watch
Excellent.
your mouth, Juice. You watch
Excellent reminder because tomorrow at noon is the deadline for week 4.
it.
So hopefully you have your ear holes open. The deadline is noon tomorrow, Eastern time.
You hear that,
Get your
Jim?
deadlines in.
You hear that, Jim? It's fucking noon tomorrow, Jim. God damn it. I don't want another repeat of last week.
Yeah, and just some scoring notes for this week. Dynamite is 2.5 hours long this week, not 4, not 2, 2.5. So it will be a little longer. And there is a live collision this week.
Let's go.
So keep that in mind. And nothing's been announced. So there's a lot of points on the table for
Keep
people that are
yourself in
not
mind.
announced. Bandito last week, most points out of anybody, and he did not have a match announced. Just saying. And last point that I want to bring up just for clarification, the match tomorrow with Mercedes Moné for the CMLL Women's World Championship. I looked online, and according to the rules for CMLL, all of their title matches are by default 2 out of 3 falls. I don't know if they're doing that
That's awesome.
tomorrow. If they're doing it as a 2 out of 3 falls match, it will count as a specialty match. If Mercedes wins the belt, unless I get complete, utter pushback on this, Mercedes winning the belt will not count as a title win because it's not an AEW recognized championship.
I'm fine with that.
So I'm not putting AEW talent, non-AEW talent in the pool. So if she wins, it won't count as a.
It'd be the same
title
like
win.
winning Ring of Honor. I wouldn't want you to count that either. That wouldn't make sense.
That one's a little different because it is kind of recognized. I don't know, but either way, that hasn't happened yet. But in this instance, yeah, it won't count as a women's title win. So if that
I
changes,
will make a stink if you do count Ring of Honor. I'm not making a stink about CMLL, but
no, that's very fair, and I'm pretty sure there hasn't been a Ring of Honor one yet that I have scored. Like
Agree.
that. And if I have,
Agree, you have.
If I have, and you caught me on it, I'll revert.
Nope.
But yes, so if you have Mercedes in your lineup because you thought it was going to be title win points and you want to change, you're welcome to before noon Eastern tomorrow, Danny. All right, and that's it. Everybody, keep enjoying the game. Let's have some fun, and we'll see you next week with Week 4 update.
I'll be angry.
We're in the second half,
too.
folks.
All right.
All right. now
Moving
it's
on
time.
to really what's just going to take
time.
us through the rest of the night because every time we do this, it takes us a while because we really analyze the shit out of it.
Vader time.
We are doing our fantasy prediction card for All In. So let me pull that sucker up.
Yeah!
Boom. All right. Let me know when you see it, Juice.
I sees it.
Nice.
All right. So, as you see, we have the 3 matches already announced, written in. We are going to try and factor in and pick the 3 0-hour matches. And then from there, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? We're gonna try and do 8 more. Right. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
I
then
got you, hon.
6 more. I think. All right. No, we're doing 13 matches total. I think we said right.
Yep. So that's 8 matches that we gotta do that are blanks here, and then 3 0-hour matches, and then we have 3 matches already announced.
All right.
So wait, that's 14.
Yeah. No, so we are gonna do 13. So I mean, that just, it has to work out because it's even. So if you just want to write in,
no, that's totally fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah. So we're gonna try and do a 10-match main card, 3-match 0-hour, and see if we can get everybody on the show. By all means, if you are here with us and you have suggestions or you think we're forgetting someone, throw it in chat. This is not for only Danny and I. This is a fun exercise for the entire community. Everybody. All y'all.
Need a lot of help.
All of our Sharpies. You're all welcome. So all right. Let's dive in.
So I feel like there's
Danny,
1 or 2 easy ones that we were talking about that might be kind of locks. The first one, let's just get out of the way. I think Young Bucks versus Paige and Swerve.
Swerve and Ospreay?
That's what I meant. Swerve and Ospreay, because Paige is facing Moxley.
Full duty. Okay. Yeah, I had that written in too. I mean, it seems like that's the way they're going to go. Yeah. I was wondering about, if they were going to try and bring in Jack Perry and make it some sort of 6-man, but as of right now, I don't have Perry on the card, so yeah, I'm good with putting that on there.
Yeah, I don't think Perry's going to be on the card for a match. I think if he comes, it's like in this match to help them win, but I don't think he's on the card for a match.
Okay. What else do you got? What was your other one?
And then the other one is, I don't know who they're facing though, but you know that the Hurt Syndicate has to be on the card with the tag team belts.
Okay.
I'm thinking this might be a multi-man match or a multi-tag team match though.
Okay, interesting. Because there's probably going to be a lot of multi stuff if we're going to get all these people on the show. People are going to miss it, which is nuts. But
100%. But also, like, there's not one tag team that's really like stood out to face them. I mean, unless you do a complete, like, right after this Wednesday's like CMML kind of special, unless you do a complete shift, and get FTR in there and maybe Paragon, because I don't think they're gonna do a trio thing, because I think Cole's gonna have his own match. So like maybe Paragon and FTR, but that's me hoping, not anything that would give evidence to that.
So here's probably the biggest question we can ask before we commit to anything with Hurt Syndicate. If Hurt Syndicate's defending the tag titles in a tag match, what is MJF doing on All In?
That's what I was gonna ask next. Is he's got to be facing someone big though, because it's got to be on his way for the World Championship.
Yeah. So
I agree with that too.
Yeah,
the other
that puts
idea
MJF in a weird spot.
Was Cole versus Fletcher at All In.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you feel about that.
So I have something bigger.
Ooh,
it's in the same vein of what you're saying, but
hold on, sorry. Jay DeFalco says Tony Schiavone and Nigel versus FTR in a steel cage match. I really like that.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's pencil it in.
We'll put that in the 0 hour.
No. Yeah. So I have. This is my multi-man. I have TNT ladder multi-man.
Okay, who's in it?
So I have Cole, Hologram, Guevara, Garcia, Fletcher, and Bowens. That's my match.
Who was the third name? after hologram?
Oh, there you. All right, so Jay kind of just said what I almost said, but he brings up a good point too. So I said Cole, hologram, Guevara, Garcia, Fletcher, and Bowens. And Jay says Cole versus Fletcher, but they dropping the hints of Roosh, hologram, and Sammy with challenges a month or so ago, which is why exactly why I have them kind of in there. I think Tony's going to bring that back and make it a ladder TNT kind of thing, and that way you can kind of protect Cole not retaining if you're going to give it to Fletcher.
I like that too because you're pushing Bowen, so you want him to get in a big match. Sammy, though, I don't know. You don't think Sammy would be in a pre-show or a 0-hour match with Dustin for the ROH belts?
And that's my thing with the ROH thing, like,
because then that's how because Sammy's not in. I do agree with Jay. Maybe Roosh does go in that spot because Roosh has been doing kind of in the mix with all of them a little bit.
It's just Sammy's literally pointed at Cole and done the motion, which is enough for me in my wrestling brain.
That's
but like
fair.
they're doing
That's
Supercard of Honor the night before. That's why I'm having a hard time really believing all these Ring of Honor people will get on. Jay says he can do both.
There's no reason for them to.
He can do both. He can.
I don't think he's doing double duty. I don't think. I don't think he's doing 2 matches at All In. I think he'll do one the night before and then one the night after. If they, I didn't know they were doing Dishonor.
I think that's what he means.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing the Dishonor one though. So I kind of agree then that maybe he does go in here.
Yeah, Supercard of Honor is the night before All In. So.
Yeah, I like that 6. I think that 6 makes sense.
Yeah, and now here's the thing with the Hurt Syndicate. Excuse me, had a little burp. Despite how the crowd reacts to them, like, are we in agreement that, you know, if you have to put a label on it, they are heels here?
Yes.
So, obviously, everyone's been calling for Hounds of Hell. That's like the match everyone is assuming we're going to get here.
And really, if you're going to try to convince me anyone's going to take the belts off them, that's the only ones.
So, I do have another one I want to throw out there, but I would like it more as a 4-on-4, and that's why it throws me off. But I want to suggest Jay White and Juice Robinson.
Ooh.
Bullet Club. I think that would work here. I mean, after what Hurt Syndicate did to the Guns, Jay had a little bit of history, a little bit of something going on with MJF before he left.
Focused on the World Championship at this? Like that's where he last left. He was focused on Moxley and all them. And is Juice even clear to come back?
I think that's what it all depends on. I mean, I think Juice is close, and I think Jay. If I remember, I almost thought Jay was doing the MJF stuff a little bit, like when MJF was kind of going around. He kind of cooled off the title stuff, I thought, but
no,
Jay says maybe ROH tag title this night before, trios titles at the pre-show. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I could have sworn he was taken out of the Owen Cup by Moxley and them. That's the last we saw.
But yeah, but again, maybe I'm wrong. I could have swore there was a segment they did in the last month of Jay White's time that he did something backstage with MJF. That's all I'm getting.
I agree with you there. What I'm saying though is I don't think he would. I don't think it would be a tag team match against the Hurt Syndicate. I think he'd either face MJF or somehow like his sights are on the world title. I don't think he's going to be going after the tag belts or in the tag team mix.
Mm-hmm. So I have 2 more to throw out there, and then we got to figure it out. The last 2 I have I was thinking all 3 Hurt Syndicate with MJF taking on. I'm personally thinking it's a 6-man route. I don't think they're defending the tag belts at all. Then I think it's a trios match versus LFI, or a trios match versus. This one's a little bit more far fetched. A returning Chris Jericho learning tree, where Jericho is just babyface. Like they just completely revamp, give up on whatever he was doing. He's a babyface now. That's all I got. So we got to figure it out.
So I think LFI would be the worst choice. I like the Chris Jericho idea better, but I don't know when they're trying to get Jericho back. They have kept They have kept those two in the mix with the tag team title scene a little bit though with Collision and stuff. So I do agree that maybe.
There's Jet Speed, there's FTR. I mean, if your gut said tag title multi-man and you want to run it in, I will go with your faith. You gave me the ladder match very quickly. I'll give you that one just so we can move along.
The ladder. Well, first off, the ladder match I really like. And I was thinking of multi-man match to get Bowens in there, to get Garcia in there. Like, I was literally thinking of those guys, and then when you said that, I was like, oh no, that does make sense. Big match at All In, you get all those feuds in there at once. It doesn't have to be a singles thing. The exact opposite of what I think for Hurt Syndicate. I mean, but it makes more sense because of all the people you have to get in, that it would be a trios match most likely. It just sucks that they're not going to defend the tag titles though. That just doesn't make sense to me. And also,
that's my problem. Like, if we're doing a tag title defense, I have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't know what to
apparently Jericho fans. Wait, sorry, I can't read that. Here we go. Apparently Jericho has lost a bunch of weight since he's been off TV. So he's not in better shape.
If anybody in chat, by the way, has specific thoughts on what to do with MJF or Hurt Syndicate at All In, let us know what you think in the comments. Would you rather see a tag title match with no MJF wrestling, or would you have a trios? What would you have?
Just my thing is that even though they did have the trios match, they've been having the tag team, like, they've been very specific that MJF joined the group to help him get a world title. So it would, and then he was very specific this past week that he has to start wrestling more to get in the world title scene. So that's kind of why I'm leaning towards two separate matches with them. But then my other problem with going back to what we were saying before is there's so many people to put on the card. So are you really doing two separate matches with Hurt Syndicate? Like, that's a big thing too.
Yeah, well, that brings us to another topic we can get into after this one, but
maybe we table this one. Let's go with that because I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. So like,
my next one I think is a big one. I think to open the floodgates for the rest of the card. I mentioned it last week.
Hold on, sorry. Don't see a clear top of the card guy for MJF to face at All In. A trios match is the only thing unless there's a return of a Jay White or someone else. So Jade Falco agrees with you.
Yeah.
Big surprise. No, but that makes sense.
Okay, so men's Casino Gauntlet or women's Casino Gauntlet. I'd like to think they're doing it again. They're gonna run it back. It's just a matter of, do they do the men again or do they give it to the women's? I feel pretty strongly they're gonna do women's. How are you feeling, chat? How are you feeling?
Is there any way they do both? Is there any way they put one on the 0 hour and one on the main card?
I don't think so. You could, sure, but that's...
Because the only reason I say that is respectfully to the women, I don't think there's... Actually, no, there is. I don't know.
There is.
Yeah.
You can do it. I have a women's one written out.
To be on the main card was what I was going to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to finish the sentence. I'm not saying they can't do it. Do they have enough top talent? But then when I thought about it, they do have a lot of top talent that they can do it on the main card.
Spoiler alert, we'll get to it on Thursday, but assuming she's okay, Jamie Hayter, Tekla, Athena, Thunder Rosa, Harley Cameron, Anna Jay, Ty Mello, Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, Mina Shirakawa. That's not even including Staten Willow, if we want to throw them in there as well. But the thing is also, then we talk about the women's tag titles and if they're doing it. Do we want to assume they're going to do a finals or a first round match here? Or, like, what are your thoughts on the women's side of things?
So we talked about it last week, and I agreed, and I think that a casino battle royal for the women's is almost a definite because you have so many women now. You don't have any other clear path for them. There's not a lot of feuds that are really going on besides, like, honestly, Tony and Mercedes. You got a Hater and the Spider, if you listen to fucking Tony Schiavone. And then you have a little bit, but it's kind of over now with Bane in them. So
there's stories, like, there's stuff there. I think the talent's there to do the women's.
I do too.
And the men's. It's just a matter of which one of
I
them are
do
gonna
think they
get
might do
the.
both though. Why don't you do one on the zero and one on the main? Like you could do the men's on the zero. Like
If you want to write that in, I'll do it. I feel like it's a cop out on our part, but
if
we
we're
could do it.
picking one, I think it's the women's.
Yeah.
So if
Because
you
at
want,
this point, yeah, because at this point there's no TBS title defense because of
yeah,
okay what they did. So from there, are we gonna do a third women's match or just the Casino Gauntlet at the Tony Mercedes match? Because the only options I could think of, so again, I'm assuming
would be the
Hayter.
tag teams.
By the way, just clarification: Casino Gauntlet, not Battle Royal. The Gauntlet's the one where the first person that gets pinned wins. The Battle Royals when they get thrown over. That's what I'm. So they're gonna run back what they did last year at All In.
You don't think Hater
Um,
and Tekla get a match?
Flip A and U in Gauntlet. Um,
Shut up.
hey, that was nice. Come on.
It's. I'm gonna blame
Gauntlet.
Google Sheets for not giving me the red underline to tell me I spelled it wrong.
It's the women's casino Gauntlet. All
Gauntlet.
right.
I'm from
Well,
New
did you
York.
hear? All right. Well, not a spoiler alert anymore, I guess. Did you hear what happened? Jamie Hayter's apparently hurt.
Oh shit! I
That's
did not see
that's
that.
what. That's why she's been off TV the last like week or two.
That
So
sucks. No, okay,
yeah. So
so
that's
then
why I'm
yeah, so then I think
assuming
it's just the women's casino gauntlet or gauntlet.
because if Hayter's not good to go, Tekla needs something to do.
Yeah,
And like I was gonna suggest running Stat versus Willow, but like I don't think that's the way they're going. And because they just fought each other last year on the 0 hour, so you
not to
can't put
mention
them on the 0
also
hour again.
like I think it's gonna be the opposite. Maybe, and I don't know who, but the way they did it with Dynamite last week, where they were trying to get Yuta to kind of bring Stat over to the dark side. Stat says
Yeah.
no, teams with Willow, but then who does she face with Mina? So that's the problem there. Like you might be able to do a tag team, but then who's her partner? What, Yuta? That would be dope. I would love to see them kick the shit out of Yuta, but I don't think they're gonna do that.
Yeah, I think at this point the best thing for us is just assume Stat and Willow would be in this, and just assume that's it for the women. Just those
Agreed.
two matches. I know a lot of people won't like it. Maybe we can squeeze something in on the 0 hour, but
Again, the only
I don't
thing I
know.
can think of storyline wise that they've even set up would be something like that. So
Well, and like, what's crazy is the people. If you want to put something on the 0 hour, I would have Athena because Athena versus Thunder Rosa is like 90% happening the night before. It's Supercard of Honor. People want it on All In. I don't think it's happening there. You're gonna
and it
put it on
shouldn't
Supercard,
happen there. Like
but I almost feel like I don't know. I don't know what the third women's match would be if you're doing the Casino Gauntlet. So
so
whatever. We'll move on from
the
that.
only
For now.
thing I could think of, and we'll go on a break after this. So that's why I'm a let us like kind of finish this conversation out.
This is tough, man.
I know, and that's why I'm
This is
glad
really
we picked
hard.
this to do the whole night. I think you were right about that.
Yeah.
The only other thing I could think of, and the only reason I'm not really for it, is because how many weeks are we out of All In? You just said 4, right?
Yeah. You have a month to go.
That
Not even
means that
less.
you have to announce a women's tag team title tomorrow, because to do the first round at All In is kind of weird because you have to have at least more than one first round match. You're trying to make it a big deal, so you don't want to put both matches or one match on 0 hour. That doesn't really make it a big deal. Really, you would want to put the finals, like you said, at All In, but that means you got to start tomorrow and then have the tournament play out leading up to the finals. So unless they start tomorrow, I don't see the tag team title thing happening right now.
To be fair, though, they've started tournaments at pay-per-views and ended them at others. They've started all-wins at Forbidden
Yeah,
Door.
but that's a little
They could-
different. That's a little different
they
where
could
those
start
are
it.
like pay-per-views that are annual. So like you can put those in the pre-show 0 hour. You can put those like this is going to be the first women's title, women's tag team title tournament. Like you want to make the first few matches a big deal.
Yeah, and Jay Woodbridge-Baker returned during the gauntlet match.
The gauntlet.
She could. She was on my question
Hope
mark
not.
list as well, but yeah, and yeah. So for now, I think we'll leave it at that. Take a commercial break.
Agreed.
Come back, open up my card pack opening, and then we'll try and finish out this card.
And then we'll talk about the Hurt Syndicate. All right, be right back. 5,
Ha!
4,
Told you.
3, 2. These damn music videos from Accept the Win, I keep seeing them and it keeps throwing me off. John Peters never looks so good. How we doing, everybody?
Ooh.
So coming back from the break, we're going to do
Ooh
a
la la.
card pack and opening. So let me get rid of this for a second. And I'm going to give you a little more juice right now, everyone. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
And I love.
That's not enough juice.
Hold
Hold on.
I love the new card smell. It's my favorite. It's so good. Here we go. For those of you that have not watched every week, this is the 2021 AEW card pack. The very first line they put out a few years ago. This is from the hobby box. We are past the halfway point. We are still opening them, looking for the quote-unquote big hit, which would be either an autograph, a rare numbered card, something with memorabilia on it. We haven't hit it yet. We did get a nice card a few weeks back, the Wednesday in Action, which was like the kind of framed card with Anna Jay in it, but should still be something else. So let's see what we get. Let's hope that maybe this week is the one. Little ASMR for you people.
Sorry, I'm just getting them a big old juice.
You're talking over the sounds.
Sorry, you're right.
Ooh. Hope someone out there really does like that. Make me happy.
I don't.
Someone probably
I
does.
don't hope.
All right.
It's probably Killer Tomato, that freak.
Hey, let him live. All right. First up, we have Christopher Daniels base card.
The mentor for Adam Page, apparently, in this storyline.
Yes. We have a base Kip Sabian.
Where's his dad?
Well, we know where he is, unfortunately. We have a base Scorpio Sky.
Hey.
Remember him?
I do. I wish they still use. Remember when they were going to repackage him and push him on Collision, and then never did?
That was cool. We have a base magazine version of Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
With
MJF is a man who knows when to put a ring on it.
That's awful.
What the back of his card says.
That's
I didn't
awful.
make that up. All right. We have a Penta El Zero M in gold, the gold variant. A little bit of a rarer card for those of you that don't know. Okay, we have the Butcher and the Blade base
we got
card.
them both.
Yeah, tag team. All right, I showed you all the base cards.
That's another tag team that I wish they just like did good stuff with. They had a good little gimmick, and with Anna and Jay and everything. I really
I mean, with Allie.
Allie, yeah, I don't know why I said Anna and Jay.
Funny, yeah, that's all right. Then we have another Roads to Success card, Cody Rhodes.
That one looks nice.
Pretty neat. I like that one. I don't know if I have that one. So the Cody Rhodes cards are a set of 12 cards. I know I have like 3 or 4 of them. So I don't know if I have this one though. I'll check when.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. This one's pretty interesting. So it's not a big hit, but your quick eye, it looks like a base card. But at the very bottom, it says Gin and Juice.
Okay.
And the normal cards don't say anything underneath the wrestler's name.
Okay.
So just a little. So this one is a rarer version. I don't know how much rarer, but this is actually like it's very hard to get these ones. So this is actually a pretty cool card to get.
Nice.
Not numbered, nothing any big, but still cool because they're again not common to get the little wording on the bottom.
Dope.
So that's the pack. Again, nothing crazy big. We are down to, I think, 6 now? 5 packs left.
That's crazy.
Next week is episode 100. We gotta, maybe we'll get the hit there. Maybe we'll open 2 cards if,
I was saying, I think next week we got to open at least 2 just to see if we get a hit on it. I think you also need to maybe like feel the cards. If you ever play Yu-Gi-Oh, feel the heart of the cards, man. See if you could really find it.
Well, for what it's worth, I thought this week was going to be the week. I felt pretty good, but
Well,
Yeah, but also keep in
now I'm
mind, once these
disappointed.
5 packs are gone, I don't have any cards to open. So
So
the
that's why we
segment will
need
have
your
to.
subs so we could get Juice more packs to open. So please hit the subscription button down below. Help us out. If you have Amazon Prime, look in the chat. I'll put it up again. It's free for you. Helps us out. Juice needs to open some cards. Please subscribe. Thank you.
I'll show up. I'll show up next week with Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Man, look, I
Again,
got Pikachu.
back to you, Mr. Tomato. If you subscribe next week, good chance you see something.
All right. Excuse me. Let's
We're back.
What do you want? Yeah, I know. We're back. We're doing the rest of All In 2025. This is the rest of the show. We're hoping to get this sorted out for all y'all.
All right, let's decide about Hurt Syndicate.
Okay.
Do you feel strongly it'll be a 6-man tag? Like, strongly, or do you think it's just like 50-50?
If I could think of somebody that MJF would fight in a one-on-one, I'd be fine with it. I can't imagine, unless he just does an open challenge, which I don't think he will do. I just don't know who he. That's my problem. That's my hang up.
I think we were saying the same thing, and I think I think you were just putting him in a different spot. But what if we do MJF versus Jay White? Because that still kind of solves both problems. It's still both guys are still on the world title picture road. They were interacting a little bit before Jay White got attacked. So if Jay White comes back soon, especially with everything the Hurt Syndicate are doing, and then him and MJF can have their one-on-one. But then the question is, who do the Hurt Syndicate face for the tag belts? Which, actually, now that we think about it, hopefully Hounds of Hell.
Yeah, I'm fine with writing in both those matches.
Okay.
And moving on for now. And if we need to go back to somebody else, we can go back.
For sure.
But I think we spent a lot of time on them. We can move on to other talent and kind of reassess if we need to. So now we only have 2 more main card matches.
Yeah.
At this point.
So
right,
what are some big
wild.
names that you think we gotta get on?
So I'm just gonna read off all the wrestlers that I have a question mark on. These are mainly wrestlers that are not around right now, and if there's any of them we think like will be back, should be on this card, and if in a match capacity.
I do have one more, but go. I want to hear your list first.
Yeah. I already said Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker for the women's, but I don't think so. Jay White we covered. Jack Perry we said no. Eddie Kingston probably no. Dustin Rhodes, I know you said the 0 hour. I don't think it's happening. Then Darby and Copeland, and I think it's a shame Cope's not on this show. Even if a return, I think is a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
especially that he's not hurt. I think he should be back in wrestling. I do think he's back tomorrow night, but and then from there, that's it. Those are my question marks for people that are not kind of wrestling right now.
What about FTR?
Well, yeah, I was just naming people that aren't really active at the moment.
Oh, sorry. I had asked you who, like, big names that aren't on the card, and I thought you were going through that along with that. My bad.
Oh yeah, no, I have more than that. But yeah, FTR is there too. So FTR, I was kind of confused with. I mean, I wrote FTR versus Jet Speed just to do it, but it was literally me making the match just to get them on the show. I don't know.
I have 2 matches. One that I was thinking before you spoke and one I was thinking after you spoke. The one I was thinking before you spoke, and this could be a 0 hour match, but I think it will be a main card match if they do decide to pursue it. What are you thinking about Nick Wayne versus Christian?
I have that match as well.
Yeah? Okay.
One-on-one.
I'm going to write that in.
I would write it in on the 0 hour.
You would write it on the 0. That's interesting. I don't know, but I'll put it in for you.
Yeah. Well, just because, like, I don't know what else we're going to do.
So then
I have
the match I was thinking after you spoke, and I just don't know who the partner is, but I think we can at least do 3/4 of it. If you do think Cope is back tomorrow night, it has to be FTR versus Cope and someone.
Yeah.
Now,
And
it could
yeah,
be Nigel, which I don't think it'll be. I think Nigel's even said like he's kind of done with them after, and they haven't really kind of antagonized him yet. So I don't think it'll be Nigel, but he's still a possibility. It could be Garcia, even though we have him in another match. It could be
yeah,
Garcia, or it could just be someone who
yeah.
Edge trusts or Copeland trusts. Excuse me.
Yeah. I know you're not gonna like it. I think I said it last week, but I said Darby.
Yeah,
Just a
Darby
mega
too.
team.
And again, I'll go with that just because they had to put If Darby is back and healthy, they'll put him on the card. I don't like that only purely storyline. Like it's just kind
Yeah,
of
I
an easy
know.
way to put Darby on the card, but I get it.
Yeah. Honestly, my big problem, and I hate to say it, but I don't want to say they have a babyface problem, but there are so many
Yeah,
heels. It's hard. It was hard to match them up with
yeah,
babies. That's why I kind of leaned with the women's casino because like need the men.
I agree.
um, and obviously you could do FTR Paragon, but they've done that so many times on TV lately. Are you really gonna do it again
I
on pay
don't
per
think they are.
view?
If you don't put Paragon in the tag team title picture at this point, I think Paragon, besides Cole, isn't on the card, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah.
or
So I have
or
another.
actually no, that's not true. They're gonna do some because they always do it. They're gonna do some big 10-man tag team match in the 0 hour, and it's gonna cover a whole bunch of those guys.
Yeah, so that was kind of gonna be my upcoming suggestion here. Um, I was gonna suggest for the 0 hour, the ops with so that's one, two,
So
three.
hold on, you don't think
With
the Ops are defending their trios titles?
no,
Okay.
no, come on.
No, I mean I don't know. We still have 3 spots open, and I haven't heard any other like big names that we miss. And I'm not saying we haven't. I'm just saying I haven't heard any.
Yeah, well, I have the rest. I basically have the rest of those names right here. The ops, Mark Briscoe, um, and then at least Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, maybe even Kevin Knight. So that's 6 people. And then on the other side, Ricochet, who has to be on the show, um, and the entire Callis family, like Takeshita, Lance Archer, Josh Alexander, Trent, Rocky. Like you can do a 6-on-6 there, even if you want to throw in Ishii. But I think that's your multi-man. And I hate putting it on the 0 hour. We could put it on the main card, but honestly,
No,
looking at
that's
my
that's a
list,
0 hour match.
that's the last thing I got. Like with my list, that's a lot of people in that one match. But I think that's the
So repeat all those
fun
people. I'm just gonna write down and see how it looks. Ops.
ops Briscoe, and Jet Speed. Versus Ricochet and Callis family. You can just write that. And it's ops with 2 P's, by the way.
Ah.
And Jet Speed is one word.
Is S at least capital or is S lowercase?
It's capital.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and hey, it could be 2 matches on 0. It doesn't have to be 3. They've done that before. So, although I do think there's going to be a women's match on that 0 hour. I just don't
So
know what.
Jay
We could do it.
DeFalco wrote in the chat that there's one match you're definitely missing.
No, stop it.
You don't think so?
No, 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 no.
We haven't seen them in a while, so I don't think so either. I actually haven't thought about them for a while.
So I've officially named everybody on my thing. Obviously, I'm a Roosh hater. I do think LFI will get on here. I just don't know what Roosh would do for LFI. If you want to maybe finagle that match and put someone from there, I don't know. Looking at it now, I do think we need, at least on a 0 hour, another women's match. I just don't know what you do. Like maybe you do just have Athena or the winner of the Thunder Rosa match, like do something just to give Athena like the Texas pop. Because I assume Athena's going to beat Thunder Rosa.
But why wouldn't Athena just be in the women's casino gauntlet?
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're right. You're right. I just maybe I'm being too kind of WWE brain where I'm like, there has to be a women's match on the 0 hour, but that's usually what Tony does. He puts one women's on the 0 hour. So
No, I agree with you. And again, the only and I go back to wrestling brain where I'm thinking of like storylines, like what's been even hinted at, what's been thrown in there. It's going to be something that we just don't expect. That's the problem. Like we're trying to predict something that, and we just talked about it. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen in the next few weeks because
right now,
AEW does a lot of short-term storytelling. They don't do a lot of like they do good long-term storytelling. They just don't do a lot of it. So like a lot of these matches, I mean, and they have a lot of long-term storytelling on this card. So I'm already like kind of putting my foot in my mouth. But for these next few matches, I think it's gonna be all kind of either repeat matches, which I hope they don't do. Like I don't think they're gonna do like a run back of Megan Bayne, Harley Cameron, all that. I think that's gonna be kind of done by All In. So
right now we're at an 11 match night. So I mean, I do think we are at the very least one match short for the main card. Maybe not the 0 hour.
I really am kind of leaning to Willow and Stat versus Mina, but I just don't know who Mina's partner would be. Because why introduce that last week and do nothing with it?
I think Mina is just going to be used as a plot device to get Willow and Stat together. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do a tag match, pay it off.
But what I'm saying is you're going to put Willow and Stat together to go face who? Mina.
Yeah,
like the Death Triangle. I'm sorry, the Death Riders.
Marina, yeah.
Marina.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess for me, knowing that Willow and Stat wrestled on last year's 0 hour in a random intergender tag, it just feels like a bad look to put them again in the 0 hour. Like they should be some kind of moving up for them. And I mean,
they could be on the main card. That wouldn't be a low card feud match. It's their main feud. It's the Death Riders, only woman, and hopefully their new member. I'm just throwing that out there because I just don't know what else.
I'd rather, if you're gonna put it on here, I'd rather put it on the main card. Stat and Willow, 1-on-1.
Stat versus Willow.
Yeah, I wouldn't give Marina Shafir.
I don't think it's gonna be Stat versus Willow though. That doesn't make sense to me.
Neither does Marina getting a singles match or a tag match on this pay-per-view.
I mean, Marina is not talented enough. I agree with you there, but it does make sense that they would give her a tag team match to kind of further that feud as well. Again, because then what's the point of introducing Stat into this thing if you're not going to have them team up? And if you're going to have them team up, they got to face someone. They're not going to have them face the men. So, like, they got to face Marina and
I wouldn't do it
else.
here, though. I wouldn't do it here, though. That's just my opinion.
So then what else?
If there's one thing,
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, what else has been set up? What else you got? That's the only thing that's been set up.
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, I guess you can
want to put a men's casino gauntlet, but then we just said how before that we don't think they're doing two.
I don't. Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're doing two. I don't think so.
I think there's a possibility. You know what? Ops versus Ricochet and whatever his new crew is by then is also a possibility.
True. You know what? I'm mad that it took us this long to say it. For the 0 hour, can you just write in random lucha multi-tag? Because that's what they're gonna do.
Yes,
they're gonna take a bunch. It's gonna be a bunch of CMLL talent we're not thinking about in a random lucha libre showcase popping moment thing.
Agreed.
And so let's just write that in, get it out of the way, and then I mean, for the women, I don't know.
So
I got nothing. I'll defer to you. You want to write in the Marina thing? Go for it. I'll defer. But
I'm torn between two more likely scenarios in my head, and you tell me if you like either. I know you don't like the women's one, so you tell me if you like this one better. I think if you're gonna go this hard with this whole Ricochet thing, possibly Ricochet and his new tandem versus the Ops for the Trios title, and then you could put Paragon in to the Ops spot because you're taking Ricochet off, so you don't need to add 3 guys on the other side. You could just add 2, add Paragon into their side because they've been dealing with the Callis family also, and then that's just Paragon, Briscoe, and Jet Speed versus straight up Callis family.
Okay. Yeah. As long as the numbers add up. Cal's family is Keshta, Alexander, Archer, Trent, and Rocky. Is that it, or am I missing somebody? Fletcher's in the ladder match.
And yeah, so that should be it.
Hook, honestly, Jay, I don't even care. Hook has been such a ghost. I don't even factor him in.
And I was thinking about Hook before too, but like they haven't done anything with Hook, so I don't know what you're gonna. Yeah. I mean, and again, this is me saying the same thing again. They still got 4 weeks, so like a lot of these random things are gonna unveil themselves in the next 4 weeks. Yeah. But we're trying to figure out what the best options are.
Yeah. All right, so yeah.
And so what I was just going with is if we have 6 versus 6, we take out 1, taking Ricochet out, so that's 5 on that side. We take out 3 from the ops, and then just add in 2, so that'll even it up at 5 versus 5.
My problem, I like your idea. My problem is I don't feel comfortable landing on it because we don't know who they're gonna be.
Of course.
Like if I knew who it was, I'd be like, oh yeah. Like if it's a complete booty cheeks group of 2, I'd be like, eh.
Doesn't make sense. But then also, so then that comes to the question of the 2 random ideas I had that kind of make sense, kind of don't make sense. Which one do you like better? Ops versus Ricochet and randoms, or Willow and Stat versus Marina and random?
Oh, I definitely like the first one.
That's, I mean, unless you got something better, I don't know what else to put there.
No, you can write it in. And
I don't think that'll happen. I just don't know what else you put.
Yeah, no, you can do that. And if anything, no offense to Ricochet, I'd probably put the Ricochet one on the kickoff and put the Briscoe one on the main card. You know?
Yeah, because
just without knowing who the opponents are. Yeah, I just think Callis family. Sorry, Ricochet, but oh boy. Like I wanted to get Ishii on the other side too. But
it's really those last 2 matches that I don't feel too good about. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a lot of the show, man. I mean, like this looks on paper, this looks dope. It's just there's people not on here at all. Like, for example, from my list, we're assuming no Jericho at all.
Yeah, I just.
No, Jericho's there's Jericho and then mainly the people that aren't really around right now. So everyone that's around, I mean, LFI, we are missing LFI.
I don't think they're going to be on the show, and if they're on the show, I think they're going to be in that random Lucha multi-man match. Like I don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Like what are they going to be on the show for?
The only thing you could do is you could take Fletcher out of the ladder and put in Roosh, but just to get Fletcher in the Callis family thing. But Fletcher's such a favorite to win the belt, they're not doing that.
J5 says Willow, Briscoe, and Ishii versus Claudio, Yuta, and Marina could be something. Conglomeration versus the Death Riders, that could be something.
I can fuck with that on the 0 hour for sure.
So what am I doing?
I like that
instead of Ops and Ricochet.
Yeah,
and then we put the other man. We put the 6-man back to being a 6-man.
You put Ops and Ricochet back in the 12-on-12. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then now I'd flip the Callis family tag back to the kickoff, the 0 hour, and I'd put the Willow match on the main card. I mean, it does keep Stat off, but Stat could be in the Casino Gauntlet. And Willow can do double duty, but she probably won't. And now that gets Briscoe out of there, so we can take Briscoe out, and you have Ops and Jet Speed. Maybe you can add Ishii or something instead of Briscoe. Oh no, Ishii's on the tag. Oh well.
We're having fun here, folks.
I mean, yeah.
I put in Hook for Jay DeFalco. Yeah. And then Hook turns on them at All In and joins the Callis family. There we go.
Oh my god. You know what? I wouldn't hate it at this point.
Hook, I don't know if I'd hate that. If Hook is like 1C kind of, because you got Fletcher, and you got Konosuke. So
No,
Konosuke. So him being like the silent 1C or whatever you want to call him wouldn't be too bad.
Can you do me one more favor and then we're done?
No.
After Ricochet and Callis, can you just write family, please? Because it looks like Ricochet's teaming up with Don Callis.
Yes. Ricochet. It is. It's a 6-on-2 handicap match.
Just like what are we doing? And if it's too long for your liking, you could take out the and make it a slash. That's usually what I do if
That's
it gets
fair.
too long.
I should have done that.
Bald match. Yeah, loser grows their hair back. Put Rogaine all over them.
I don't even know if Callis could grow his hair back.
Well, Scar hasn't healed, so
Yeah, that scar is permanently.
yeah.
I don't even know what they did to him, but that scar is crazy.
So,
it really
this
does look
is
like
our-
a little penis head, though. I don't like his scar.
So this is our card. I don't hate it at all.
I like most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only people I can really think of that I would really think would end up on here that we're wrong about are LFI and Outrunners. We'll probably get something on the 0 hour. Maybe that's your match. I don't know. But yeah, I like this. I think our card's good.
It's just, I mean, just based on everything they've been saying up storyline wise, it just makes sense. Bucks versus Spear and Ospreay, Wayne versus Christian. Copeland has to come back for this. He has to come back. Hurt Syndicate, the only people that are going to be even close to them is Hounds of Hell, and you got to get the belts off them. It all makes sense.
Yeah, those top 3 right ones were really banking on a lot of returns from injuries.
Yeah.
But no, Cope and Darby aren't hurt.
But we're banking on a lot of returns.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I know we're not 100% correct.
So take a guess here. Out of the what do we have? 13? No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We guessed 10 matches.
So we have. Yeah, out of the 10, how many do you think we got right?
I'm gonna say the ladder. I'm not gonna say all the people, but I think it's gonna be the multi-man ladder. So I'm gonna
No.
2.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Like if one person's wrong, I'm not gonna say that's wrong.
100%.
You know what I mean? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I only feel confident in like half.
I was gonna say
5.
I only feel confident in 4. The 3 on the left and Nick Wayne versus Christian are the only ones I feel like confident about.
Yeah, see, I feel good with the 3 on the left, and then the bottom 2. Like I think it's gonna be a Callis family multi, for sure. And I feel confident that it's gonna be some sort of lucha multi man. So yeah, I'm gonna go with those 5. That whole top right is very wishy-washy, but hey, why we do it? And you know what? A month from now, we will revisit this and we'll see how good we did.
I can't wait to see it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us for this hour. Really fun hour. Flew by. This Thursday, we will come back with some more WWE and AEW news and opinions and see what happened in the world. I heard there's an old guy who came back last night, and I don't want to talk about him. But we will. It's okay. Or maybe we won't. I don't know. I don't control that anymore. That's not the old guy I was talking about. And next week, once again, please don't forget episode number 100. That's 100. Matt is coming back. The trio will be reunited for one night only. Please join us. Same time, same place. See everyone on Thursday. Peace out, everybody.
Tell your kids. Tell your wives. Go and tell that.